But I want to turn now to a Palestinian journalist, Mansours. Shukran so much for joining us. We're honored to have you here. He will be addressing us now.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Ramadan Mubarak. It's an honor to be here in Cape Town in South Africa. I was now supposed to be back at my job at the Big Four consulting firm in Doha, Qatar. But when I knew about this event and the pledge line with Al Hilal, I decided to postpone and remain one more day here in Cape Town. I'm really, really happy to be here. It is important to note that for many Palestinians, English is not their first language. Hence, when some of us use the word war, they do not mean that it is not a genocide. It is definitely a genocide. When you are talking about what happened on October the 7th, where a few hundred of the Israelis were killed, 200 were kidnapped, and you look at the numbers now on the Palestinian side, you are talking about every day over 100 Palestinians being killed and thousands that have been injured. You are talking about 100,000 either injured or killed versus less than 500 who have been injured or have been kidnapped. Please remember that on the Israeli side, we have thousands of Palestinian political prisoners, women, children, and men. Please remember that we have 2.3 million displaced Palestinians right now in Gaza. Please remember that in addition to that, this did not start on October the 7th. This started many, many decades ago. We are talking about an apartheid state that has existed for many, many decades. We are talking about millions of refugees across the world. I am from Jerusalem. The last time I was there was in 2009. I was taken into custody as a political prisoner, put into solitary confinement, gone through their very, very humiliating investigative process in Beit Tikfa, and placed in prison, in Asqalan prison. After that, I was told you cannot go back to Jerusalem. Your blue book is revoked. Hence, I decided to go back to Gaza after traveling around the world and stay there together with my family, with my wife, with my 5 children, and we've been living there for the last 2 years. This is my story with regards to how I got involved with the media and with journalism. My education is in engineering, is in business administration. I've been working for 18 years doing work in supply chain management, digital transformation, and strategic performance management. My current job right now, I got offered before the war in the Middle East, in Doha, in Qatar. However, when offered, the war had started, and I decided to continue to postpone accepting that offer to ensure that we do our message down on the ground, down in Gaza. So what happened there? After 1 week of the war, a friend who worked in journalism called me up and said, Mansour, the Zionist propaganda is very strong, especially in the English language, especially in different Western media outlets. We heard that you can speak English well, that you understand the Western mentality. Can you come and help us? We need you to do a couple of interviews for 1 day at Nasser Hospital and then go back to your family. I said, for sure, it's my duty, it's my responsibility. However, little did I know that that was the start of me being physically away from my family for many, many months to come. Because when you start working in journalism in Gaza right now, you are immediately a target, especially in the English language, especially when you talk about things that the Zionist forces do not want the rest of the world to listen to. So yes, everything comes with a sacrifice, and I was happy to pay that sacrifice. It started with an interview with Al Jazeera English, and it ended with over 85 different live and recorded interviews with over 20 different channels around the world, including 7 with Fox News, which is a well-known Zionist channel. And to what your guest said, They have to show that they are balanced given the atrocities that the Zionists are committing. Hence, they found that yes, we need to put Palestinian voices there on the microphone, even if it went against our interests. After being on television, radio station, different digital online media platforms, I was told, Mansour, you are missing out. You should do a better job. I told them, how come? My schedule is full from the morning to the night. They said, Mansour, you need to be on social media. I'm like, really? Yes, on TikTok, on Instagram, on X, on YouTube. I'm like, TikTok and Instagram? Isn't that where they dance and they play music and they waste time? I mean, that was my initial thought that came. They said, Mansour, you don't understand. The demographic that have been twerking are now shouting, free Palestine, free Palestine. You need to be there right now. And they showed me videos of myself on different TV stations that they had clipped and put there with over 1 million views each. I was shocked. I was shocked. And alhamdulillah, I had volunteers helping me from all around the world set up different accounts and help guide me on best practices and lessons learned to ensure that we spread the message in the right way. We did not stop our work on TV, but we continued doing in parallel work on social media. And alhamdulillah, they both have grown on relative scale. After that, a lot of people asked about donations. Mansour, we are donating money to different international charities, but our money is not getting there, or the goods are stuck behind the Rafah border. I was like, okay, but that's not my field. I'm an engineer, I'm a consultant, I'm now a citizen journalist. Like, yes, but you're on the ground and you need to find a way to help us. The whole world wants to help and we cannot find a way. So given that I spent there 2 years, I had a lot of contact with different local organizations from the north to the south. And we slowly started to organize ourselves. And we set up a supply chain to ensure that different donations from around the world reach the people of Gaza. And we were able to support hundreds of projects and hundreds of thousands of people through providing cash, water, food, shelter, clothes, mattresses, medications, and logistics support wherever we can. We also help build field hospitals, we built tent cities, and many more. I never wanted to leave Gaza. Despite all the challenges, there was a sense of peace and tranquility that I have never imagined before. After 6 months of going what the people there are going through, any society would have been disrupted. Remember, we have no police, no government officials, no judiciary system. However, despite all of that, the biggest miracle was that the people are still clinging to their faith, knowing that they are on the right side of history, knowing that their fight is not a fight only for the people of Gaza or the people of Palestine, but they are at the tip of the spear, fighting for values on behalf of all free people of this world. They know that with your support, they are changing history. And through journalism, through social media, through doing what you are doing right now, this would not be possible to change the narrative. My name is Mansour Shuman, and I look forward to your questions and answers.